Sure.
Are you gonna sing?
Do I get an extra ticket?
That's the last one I have.
Yeah, the longest minute of your life, yeah, exactly. I was tempted to start early, but I don't want to mess up the paperwork. All right, I call this meeting to order and acknowledge that the Similkameen Valley on which we learn, work, and organize is the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territory of the Similkameen people and is home to the Upper Similkameen Indian Band. And I would like to ask for an adoption of today's agenda, please. Moved by Councillor Gould, seconded by Councillor Willis. All in favor? Thank you very much. And there's no minutes to adopt, no petitions and delegations, no unfinished business. We're zipping right through this. We're on to staff reports, the 2026 grant in aid requests. Who would like to jump on that?
I can speak to that.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. For council's consideration today, we prepared the 2026 applicants for grant and aids. They are due by January the 31st. And I'm going to try and bring up the list on the screen to give you staff's rough recommendations here. One moment. Window. There we are. And let me just adjust the screen so everyone can see what we are. All right. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
Slightly bigger. All right. So this is the current grant and aid list. We had 5 applicants that applied by the deadline. Quickly review sort of the gist of them. Council had them in their packages, the full applications. So the Princeton Curling Club, outdoor signage and ice circles. So that's the inlays they do, and then they put the ice over top so that the rings are always visible. The Senior Citizens Branch requested facility lighting upgrades to turn their lights from their current halogens out to LEDs, saving electricity. The Kokanee Summer Swim Club Society applied for coaching honorariums they do annually for $3,000. They've also asked us to refer that to budget to be included as a line item for 2027, which upon council's approval we will grant. I believe they've already granted that though. Community Arts Council, rent, utilities, and communications for $10,000 as general operating funds. Princeton District Community Services Society has a program that cleans houses for low-income seniors. They've also requested a maximum. And a group that's labeling themselves a Princeton Cancer Support Group is asking for $10,000 in startup funds. So 6, I beg your pardon. Under the requirements and under the policy for town of Princeton, grant and aids, the curling club and the senior citizens, we recommend that staff refer that back to Public Works for inclusion in the other municipal buildings budget, so we can get we can get those two items looked after. They're not really a grant and aid, they're municipally owned buildings, we should be maintaining them anyway. So those are fairly easy to refer back to our current budget. The Summer Swim Club Society, we're recommending the council approve that for this year. And again, we'll refer that to budget, so that can be included in the recreation budget for 2027. The Community Arts Council and the Community Services Society, those two don't really fit into the grant and aid program. We do give a line item for Community Arts Council, and typically once you become a line item, budget deliberations are when you negotiate how much is included in the budget for that. So to do a grant and aid and a line item would be improper in that situation. Community Services Society, cleaning services for low-income seniors is kind of either a cross between a BC Housing or a Ministry of Health requirement. So wouldn't really, again, fit into the grant and aid program. So we recommend the denial of that and refer it back to the province for that support. And the Princeton Cancer Support Group, it specifically says in our policy not to do grant and aids to unincorporated societies. So that under the current policy should also be denied. So the staff's recommendation is to approve the Kokanee Swim Club Society and move with that, but obviously we value council's input on that. So we're happy to take comments and questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Councillor Gould?
How many years in the last 4 has the Kokanee Summer Swim Club gotten funding?
Each year.
Okay, so our policy also says that you can't do.
Yeah, it should not be used for repeated funding. That's why we've asked them to refer them to budget.
Right. Okay, so 2 things on that, and then second was the honorariums. Is that not wages, and that would make it ineligible as well?
Honorariums tend not to be, they tend to be independent contractors, so be the same as paying for a sound guy at a festival or something.
Because my understanding it was for a clinic.
Yeah, I think it's for expenses to attend a clinic where they get trained and whatever and updated and whatever. It's not really for it doesn't really go to their wages, it goes to the expenses to take the training.
Yeah, so the honorariums, I believe, is just wording that's being put in by the report.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's more for providing
Yeah.
a clinic to
That's
keep
right.
local people
Yeah.
trained to be swim coaches. Then you said that it was discussed to be a line item? In the
The
budget?
letter is dated in January, so it probably hasn't been discussed yet. So it'll probably be brought up for the budget in November.
So next year's budget.
Yeah.
So, and then also in the policy is that it's supposed to be, they're due the end of January, then they should be brought into the budget discussions beginning of the year, and we're now in June. So
The budget is brought in, the aggregate amount is brought in at budget, but to discuss that at budget deliberations, the budget deliberation meeting is in November, so it's hard to accept applications and then discuss it in November previous. The way the policy is read, it has to be brought in somewhere between January and the budget deliberations in November. That's the way I've read it.
okay, so should we be amending our policy? Because then, would these not be then for 2027?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can I
No, the
speak
budget,
to this? Yeah.
the budget amount was approved in the part of the financial plan under the discretionary grants portion. So council can approve up to a maximum of $25,000.
Outside of it.
That's how we've handled it in the past, is rather than go like line by line like we're doing now, we just approve an amount, which seems to speed the process up a little bit, so.
Okay, and then, so the only eligible one is the swim club if it's for
Yeah.
coaching clinics, not honorariums.
So we could grant that this
Well,
year and then
and-
make it a line item next year?
That's what-
Right, 'cause
that's
if we
the
do it
plan.
every year, it's.
Yeah, because it's an ongoing expense, it should really be a line item under the
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But then we'll have those discussions then, because there's more sporting groups in the town that should be considered then too, right? But it does say though that about being eligible for more than, like they've already exceeded. If they've received every year, they're technically not eligible anymore. So that's my debate.
Any other questions or feedback? Hearing none, are you looking for a motion to accept the
No
recommendations?
decisions, but we were
Okay.
sort of getting an idea of the direction of council, the will of council.
Perfect.
So what'll happen now is, staff will, develop a staff report to bring to the council for approval.
Perfect.
I have one more question.
Sure.
So curling club and senior center is being referred to the, public works.
Yeah.
So the funding's already in there?
Yeah, so we have a building maintenance fund that we can draw on, and so, like, for example, the senior lighting, that's easily, covered by the building maintenance
Okay.
budget.
And then, in the letter from the curling club, they didn't receive a response last year? Cause last year,
Yeah.
their request, the same request was on our
Yeah, I'm not sure.
grant and aids,
Yeah.
and then it was referred, a motion to council was done to refer them to recreation at that time, but they never heard anything back, so.
Well, I think Jared has a note now that he'll follow up with that.
With these two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Satisfied
Sure.
with all your answers? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think we give the swim club and then just make it a line item, right?
Mhm.
I think it's a great
Make it easier,
thing
yeah.
for the,
We'll
For sure.
discuss the line item when we do it.
Yeah, when we get to our
We'll
budget
debate
day,
that then.
yeah, for sure. Okay, moving on to item 6.2, water meter installation stats update. The Director of Civic Works, Jared Thomas, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is just a quick update on the installation statistics at the moment. On the report was last week's numbers. Yesterday I just received the new numbers, so I can speak on those. So there's a total of 1,359 accounts. Total installations as per yesterday are 665. Future booked are 61. Soft refusals are 257. Pending is 272. And tasks 102, and there's been 2 canceled accounts. So we are still moving along, the numbers are increasing. It is getting to the end here. We've, Neptune has put out some letters, just one final kind of thing, just asking if anyone wants this meter installed for free, that they give them a call. But as of right now, the numbers are kind of coming to a standstill for installations.
so pending just hasn't responded.
Pending is a mix of people who kind of just haven't responded and might need to do some upgrades or something like that. And soft refusals are people who just have not responded at all at the end of all the notices and all that kind of stuff.
Is there a follow-up scheduled for the soft refusals that you're aware of?
A letter has gone out to them, but the last final letter from Neptune, with our rewording and everything that is a little more soft. But after that, we could send out more letters, phone calls.
Knock on doors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like while they're in town? They can
Yes.
continue to do that? Okay.
Okay. Any questions on the
Yeah, I've
stats?
had a couple people that I have talked to that they came, they looked, and they left, and haven't returned yet. They looked at what had to be done or whatever, and would there be a reason for that, or?
On similar ones, they've gone, they've inspected, they go back, kind of make a plan. Maybe there was a couple more parts that were needed, or the homeowner was needing to do just a little bit of an upgrade or something. And then Neptune would typically call back for another appointment.
Yeah, neither of them did it say that they needed to do something. It was just that they left, and I'm not sure whether they said they were gonna come back or what.
I'm not sure that I can't really speak to
It'd be a
that.
good idea for, for anyone that is in that situation to reach out again to Neptune to rebook or reschedule or get an
Yeah.
update,
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
Yeah, that's what happened with me was they had to make a provision for something related to the setup in my crawl space, but encouraged me to rebook, and so that's what I ended up doing. However, I have a friend who's done the same, or has the same story as you. They came, took a look, went away, but have not, excuse me, have not contacted them since. So I'm going to suggest to my friend to reach out to Neptune. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was great. They couldn't shut it off in the house, and the town responded, right in the office, and then the town responded, and they were there and shut it off on the street, and the guy did it in like 20 minutes. It's perfect.
Yeah, mine was like a 2-hour install. They were in the crawl space and determined that I did not have a shut-off valve and actually installed one for me,
Oh yeah.
which I thought was great. So yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Any other questions? Yes, Councillor Gould.
In May, we had a meeting that we asked and did a motion of council to have a report back from the open house. When can we expect to get that?
I thought that Jared gave a verbal report on the open house, actually, at one of the meetings, but we can look into that.
Definitely look into that.
And then we'd also asked about responding to that delegation and letter,
Mm-hmm.
and that council or staff was gonna bring back a recommendation to council. So I'm wondering about that too.
Yeah.
And then when the contractors are done at the end of the month, and I know it's been said in multiple meetings that the rollout wasn't like optimum for sure, but they're done at the end of the month, and then that is it for opportunities for free installations. We don't have a bylaw. A bylaw still hasn't been brought before council. It's just so that I'm interpreting right, or that it's basically the town would like to encourage people to sign up for free installations of water meters. They're not required to do it, but this is the only opportunity to have it done for free. And we're not expecting any further information on options.
We're working on it. We don't have any information to give you today, but we have meetings set up to try and, come up with a strategy to move things forward. But at this point, what we can say is what is guaranteed is if they book now, they will get a free install, a free meter and a free install. That's guaranteed if they do it before the end of June. After that, we're working on options, but we don't have anything concrete to present at this point.
Which is unfortunate, because I know that we've asked for, as council, as myself, trying to have the information, and delayed because the open house people were like hesitant to sign up because they wanted more information, and then delayed in getting more. So it's like I know you've done a mail out, not a mail out. It wasn't a mail out. A new information package, and I think it went on Facebook. I don't know what other mediums it was sent out on, which answered some questions, a few more questions than the original one. But again, there still seems to be more. And I personally can only speak from my experience. So I signed up to get the install in my house to see what is the experience like. And they kept good contact with me, letting me know if they were going to be delayed for any reason. They did need to cut some drywall. I asked, well, what's the process on that? And he says, well, I'm just supposed to ask you your permission, and then I'll make sure it's clean and tidy when I'm done. And then if where our installation was, there already was a hole, because that's how we access it. But he said if he was accessing new drywall, they have plates and stuff that they can put on and make it look nice. But so for me, my experience was great, and he was fine, and he came in and cleaned up, and we were able to, I think he was gone in half an hour, in and out. But there are people still that have concerns about if it's not a standard straightforward installation. So then is that what this list of pending is? Like if they need something a little bit more in depth, do they come back to
Yeah.
Again, I'll let Jared finish off, but, we encourage people, the only way we're gonna know is by booking the appointment, having someone come and do a site visit to determine what is needed. If they just say, I have an old house, old infrastructure, who knows what it's gonna take, right? So we encourage people to book the appointment so that at least we get boots on the ground, eyes on the situation, and then we can determine what the next step is. And I'll let Jared finish it off there.
Yeah, that's correct. So the pending are properties that need a little bit of work or a little bit of adjustment. Also included are, I think, properties with existing meters. The final has not gone out to them yet, so that's still in process, but it should be very soon. So that's part of the pending as well.
And then with our contract, did we, the town, purchase that set number of meters, and are they part of our inventory?
No, Neptune is billing per installation, and then we have an option to purchase the rest of the meters that are left over if they're not all installed in the time frame.
We have the option.
Yeah.
It's just time. The pressure's on now, right? And I know there's still people that have questions and concerns, and then maybe, hopefully, they can be encouraged. And I don't know how, because not everybody's on social media. How they can be encouraged to just book the appointment and then make the decision. They can always say no right up until the time they.
Yeah, I mean, we've used all resources, and we're using the RDOS communication department to help us with it. But I mean, even Neptune is sending out letters and going door to door and whatever. So I mean, I think that we've covered all bases as far as reaching out to these people. So.
Yeah, I just don't. The numbers are saying that they're not changing. So is the message? It's not, and this is where I feel the worst, is because it's out of my control.
The biggest numbers of non-installation are people who have just decided not to reach out whatsoever, just are opposed to it.
Yeah, I just feel like, could we be doing more? Like, we could have perhaps had that mail out to go in line with the property taxes and sent it out when we were already doing a mass mailing. I don't know. It's hindsight. It's after the fact, but it's just, I feel if Neptune is already under contract and part of their contract is to be doing the contacts, are they back out there following up on those contacts? To have the conversations and maybe have the newest information or concerns, because, or not concerns, but like new information to the concerns.
Are you suggesting then that the people who are soft refusals should be contacted like door to door and handed the information package that the RDOS has made?
Well, I think the biggest thing that's in there is that it's still voluntary, but this is your opportunity to do it for free. This is the opportunity that right now council has to help get these for free based on that grant.
Yeah.
Are we getting another grant to do it for free? No, I don't think we ever would.
See, for me, I would like the people who have soft refused actually have a face-to-face with somebody who says, here, this is the benefit, because I've seen the handout and it makes sense to me, but for some people that's a lot of stuff to read and a lot of stuff to absorb. And I think if someone was actually at your doorstep explaining, this is, I'll answer your questions for you right now, I think that would actually probably shoot the appointment numbers up, because there's somebody actually talking to you as opposed to a piece of paper that you can interpret however you feel like interpreting it.
And then
With Neptune's communications, there were 2 to 3 door knockers out there, so they did go to the people's properties, knock on the door, and speak with them.
Okay.
Yeah. I just, there's some, in being at that open house and then hearing what the concerns were and then hearing the answers to it and how easily or the fears were allayed, because it was, this is what it looks like. This is the simple system that's being installed, and people I watched people's fears be a little bit alleviated on that because they were able to see it and hear it and ask the information. I just really don't want to miss the opportunity for people to have the free install, because like regardless of what my feelings are today in this meeting room, it is that this is coming. Water meters will be happening. There's no bylaw being presented to us or anything right now. That's not the topic. This is where we can install free meters for you.
It's important to remember, Neptune reminds us on a regular basis, some of these soft refusals are just people they haven't got to it yet. And I know firsthand with family members that they just, oh yeah, I gotta do that, I haven't done it, I haven't booked my appointment yet, so they fall into that category.
And then if there's like obvious ones that it's not going to work, we can't do it. It doesn't fit within the setup. Then you find out right then and there that you get put to another list.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
So if your fears are aging infrastructure or there isn't room to do it, to have them see, then
Right.
you get put onto a different list.
That's right. And rather than just be fearful, let's get someone to go there and look at it and either put your fears to rest or develop a plan, so.
Or maybe there's another risk that it's not aware of until it's seen.
Sure.
All right. You got all your questions
Well, I guess we
answered?
have one more meeting before the end of the month. Do we expect any other answers to those questions that we've?
I just yesterday afternoon received some final numbers from Neptune on the potential purchase of the leftover meters. And I do have the meeting on the 15th with the province, with the funder. So after that, I should have most of the information together to be able to present.
So our next regular meeting.
I will try to.
Perfect.
Does that
We
have
do
to be in
have, well,
tomorrow?
we have, yeah,
Today.
yeah, so it probably won't be on the 17th, but we do have a special meeting on June 30th as well.
Which is the last day. Okay. Well, I don't know what more I can do. I can't do anything without any information. So,
I think that's where we're at right now
I know.
as well.
Anything with what?
without more information, like encouraging,
On what?
like on what other options possibly are, like what we're waiting for from staff.
What other options?
Like what they're gonna be having their meeting on the 15th with the funder. About, like at the open house, there was questions of, well, I'm not comfortable with it being installed by them, can I have the meter and pay for a plumber to install? Those options. That's what I'm still waiting for.
I'm missing what you're talking about. Options to do what?
To have the meter installed, but not by Neptune. So if I chose, I'm fine with having the meter put in, but I want it installed by a professional plumber, then is that an option we can give them? That was a question at the open house. And then if it was,
Do
I
we
don't,
really want to go down that road at this point in time?
in all due respect, Counselor, we've already had the conversations, and then also the request was about pit meters out front. But I'm just also not wanting to go outside of the scope of what's on today's agenda. If we can be assured that that information is still being looked into, and then it will come back to council,
I think
please.
Jared has made that pretty clear, so.
Yes, thank you. And I'll just let you answer him.
My point is, we may have, Neptune's message may have been out of line or whatever, but to this point, they all have the information. We still have people that are whatever. We need to get the message out to them that June 30th is the date that free installations end. Put that out and see what we've got at the end of the month. Because I keep going back to the fact that 200 and something business installations were installed. I never heard a thing, and not a negative thing from all that stuff. And here we are dealing with, we're doing our job. We're getting the information out there, and there's still people that aren't. So all we can do is stop apologizing for ourselves and move on and say, June 30th is the end, folks, so get it done.
Like, if I may, the difference also too was our bylaw stated that commercial businesses had to have those installs done, and our bylaw doesn't state that for.
The point is, do we want them to have water meters or don't we? Are we worried about a bylaw or what the wording was, or let's get this thing through, let's get people to get their water meters put in? I think we can carry on too long about worrying about whether we did this right, that right, or whatever. Let's get water meters put in.
All right.
The other thing I wanted to ask is, I keep referring to the portion of the letter from the province explaining the worthwhileness of water meters. Have we included that in, as far as I'm concerned, it's in black and white right there, folks. This is why you want this. This is what it does for the country. This is what it does for yourselves and everything else, making things fair, conserving water, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, similar information has been put out, definitely.
Because as far as I'm concerned, if you read through that thing, their argument for not having water meters is gone, you know.
Yeah, I think most of the hurdles that we've encountered here is not related to the need for water meters. I think the average person totally supports that and understands the need for water conservation. The people I've talked to who have, I would say, I would put personally in the soft refusal department, have also said to me that they do understand the need for water meters and they support that entirely. I think their major issue is just how the program came out. And you're right, we can't keep apologizing. It's, you know, June 30th is the deadline at
Get
this point.
over it.
Yeah, we have to move forward and do what we can to conserve the water. And people need to get on board somehow and understand that that's the purpose of this program.
And that it's not being forced on us, but
Yeah,
the province is requiring it.
that's right, absolutely. All right, moving on. Item number 7, you have all your questions answered, Councillor Gould?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
well, I have my questions out. They'll be
Okay.
answered next meeting.
Fair enough. Item number 7, correspondence, receive and file, none. Item number 8, correspondence action required, none. Item number 9, new business, none. Item 11, agenda adjournment. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the
So
meeting.
moved.
So moved by Councillor McLean, seconded by Councillor Willis, all in favor. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day, folks.